depending on how you're gonna pose it. Boom! Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel again. Today we're gonna look at the Hot Toys Pennywise. As you can see, here's the box. Fantastic box as usual from Hot Toys. This one is like a plastic cover on top. Fantastic artwork right there. This from obviously It Chapter 2. Well, you have both accessories from like the first and second movie, which is cool. Again, awesome shot right there. Man, I forgot how awesome this box is. Might have been actually my favorite box from Hot Toys as of right now. I just really like the the whole blood splatter cross. You have some warnings on the back. On top you have Pennywise, 1/6 figure. You can see you have the shot with the balloon right there in the front. If I remove these, you have a clear shot of the face right there. Let's remove this plastic here. There you go. There's obviously how the box is. Inside, very awesome artwork. Again, you have small Georgie right there. So yeah, let's take a look at the accessories. Okay, so looking at accessories here, as you can see, you have a decent amount of accessories, obviously a lot of hands. So let's start here with the skateboard. And I believe this was from the second movie. Again, awesome attention to detail. The blood looks very fresh right there. As you can see, very nice texture on top. It's almost like sandpaper-ish. Obviously the wheel roll on this one, which is awesome. Again, you have the SS Georgie right there. Again, very small accessory. This one obviously goes on the base. Here, as you can see, you have one balloon. You have like a Jack-in-the-Box clown. Again, excellent details on this one. Again, I'm not sure if this is from the first or second movie. Some nice details, art right there. The small lever actually can move. Yeah, excellent detail. You have some weathering on the box. You obviously have a severed hand. This I think is from the first movie. There's a shot where like Pennywise was near a bush and he was kind of waving at the kid with his severed hand. It was pretty creepy, but again, the details on this is insane. Look at all the blood work, the nice fresh meat, the tendons, the muscles. Awesome details on this one. One of my favorite accessories that it comes with, other than obviously the two head sculpts. Then you also have a bunch of hands right there, fists. This is like the, I guess, werewolf hands. You have some nice weathering right there. Awesome claws. Again, this one has a wrist peg on because this is what I had on a figure. The figure also comes with an extra set of pegs in case you break them. Again, pointy finger right there. This is, I believe, to hold the hand. Again, multiple gestures here. This to hold the balloon. An aggressive hand right there. And two extra hands right here, which I'm gonna explain what I usually like to do with these ones. I actually like to put an extra head sculpt inside the base, obviously right there, and put these two like inside there, kind of like he's coming at you, which is awesome. Again, speaking of the base, you have a nice base here with like some acrylic water right there and some blood effect. This is awesome. It would have been cool though if the grass was like actual synthetic grass, almost like Trick or Treat Studios, they do their Sam figure. Again, awesome texture here, obviously very convincing. This almost looks like stone, so that's awesome. Again, you also have a waist grabber with a obviously movable pole right there, which is also cool. That keeps the figure together. So yeah, very nice accessories here. Awesome, array of things to put on a figure. Okay, there's a good shot on the two head sculpts. Again, this is more like a monster look. The teeth right there coming. It's almost like a shark. You have multiple rays of teeth. Awesome look at the eyes right there. I mean, the only thing would have been cool to see with this figure is movable eyes, because this thing could have been like a DX style figure. Obviously movable eyes, but who knows, they may make another version of this from the TV show, which is again directed by the same guy who made the two movies, which is fantastic. Andy Michelini, I think his name is. Yeah, fantastic. The hair is great. They also could do like a rooted version, kind of like what Inar did. Awesome details in the head. And again, this thing is like 3 or 4 years old, and it still holds up to like the new releases. I mean, those eyes right there are very realistic. As you can see the glare. Those are obviously separate pieces inside his head. Yeah, awesome. You have all the wrinkles on his forehead, the cracks, everything. The paint application is on point. Again, look at the hair on the back, all the small strands right there. Fantastic. Obviously showing you guys my favorite head right there, which is this one with the smirk. Come on, focus. There you go. So yeah, this is my favorite head right here. Awesome details again. Look at those eyes. One of the eyes is like crooked, kind of like Bill Skarsgård did in a movie. And look at that lip right there. Wow, the teeth inside. Obviously those look like acrylic teeth. They are separate pieces from the head sculpt, as you can see right there. But yeah, it would have been cool to see like some separate eye rolling eyes. And again, you have the cracks on the head right there, very accurate to the movie makeup. Again, the thine, the really thin lines in the hair. Very cool, very cool. Again, I don't mind that this is sculpted hair because it holds the shape and looks fantastic. Obviously you have this gigantic forehead, like the bulbous effect. Wow, wow, wow. And I personally, unlike other people, I prefer this look of Pennywise versus like the Tim Curry version. I know a lot of people says, oh, he looks too creepy. Well, that's the whole point. I know he's obviously originally supposed to look like an innocent clown. Yeah, I prefer this, as obviously I didn't grow up watching the Tim Curry movie, which I obviously like. I got the sideshow. I'm gonna do some comparisons with this guy, but I prefer this look versus the sideshow figure. And here's the body itself. Again, very nice, sturdy body, very solid, very tall as well. As I'm gonna show some comparisons later on, because obviously in the movie Bill Skarsgård, I think, I mean in real life he's like 6'3", almost 6'4", so yeah, they made the body look bigger, but again, fantastic. My only complaint about the body is there's no weathering on the body whatsoever, and that's a little bit sad to see, because obviously in the movie this guy is a sewer creature, so he's dirty. Not a lot dirty, but you know, you can definitely see some spots of dirt and grime around the body and the boots, most likely. But yeah, fantastic articulation. You have some padding. The joints are ratcheted, as you can see right there, which is awesome. Again, fantastic, very accurate, very good proportions. I know some people have some issues with this color. It was very flat, but I think I got like an older batch, so you know, I should say like a second or third batch, so mine looks very nice. Again, some people did some modifications with this, you know, they removed it like from I think it's attached right there to the body, so what they did is they pretty much cut this up and they flared this a lot more. But as is on mine, as you can see, it has no issues, because originally the problem was when you have the head on, the neck is gonna show way too much. So obviously in the movie this thing pretty much almost touches to his face, but again, I'm happy to report I don't have that issue. So yeah, awesome body right there. The shoes are actually dirty, which is cool. You have the pom-poms right there on his feet and 3 of them on the body right there. It's a soft material. Yeah, what's cool about this body is you can pretty much pose it the way you want. This is like almost like a nylon suit, so it's not gonna get damaged. Again, I pretty much have the figure for like 3 years ago and nothing wrong has happened, you know, to the body or the suit. So yeah, that's very nice. Wow, just look at the crazy detail in these guys. Again, I don't have the issue with the color. As you can see, it's pretty much touching his face. Obviously you can see his neck right there by turning the head a little bit. Yeah, this is a fantastic look. Again, not my favorite head sculpt. I would have liked to see like maybe like the one where his hair is different and his mouth is a lot more open than what it is here. Again, fantastic. Look at those eyes. This guy is alive. Yeah, pretty much my favorite horror figure in my collection in terms of 1/6 scale. I mean, this guy is a very high quality figure, awesome accessories and head sculpts. I mean, again, has a nice diorama stand, which I'm gonna put him in a second here. awesome. Very creepy head right there, guys. Damn. Actually, I think from when I got this figure like 2 or 3 years ago, I never put this head on for some reason. I like to put this head inside the base, which I'm gonna show you next. Because of the open mouth, I think he looks a little bit better inside the base. So yeah, let's do that right now. Okay, so one of my favorite features obviously about the figure is this base. You can obviously remove the top. There are some 4 pegs right there. And as you can see, there's a spot right there where you can put both heads. There's a nice spot with foam right there so it protects it. And like I just said, I like to put the open mouth head right there. As you can see, it fits in very nice right there, very snug. Like that, and you have the blood effect right there. I see bits. He bites on Georgie's arm right there at the beginning of the movie. Again, you can put this on. What I like to do is take the open hands right there and put these inside right there. Again, it's gonna be difficult to do right there because the hands like to fall, but if you succeed, as you can see, this one needs to be closer to the water obviously, so something like that. As you can see, it creates this like creepy effect right there. That's awesome, guys. Look at that right there. Again, let me just adjust my lighting so we can make like a creepier effect here. As you can see right there, boom, that's very creepy right there. Yeah, and what I like to do is put like the SS Georgie boat right there, almost like he wants to give it back to Georgie. That's right there, movie magic. Awesome, awesome, guys. There's a creepy look right there. Yeah, so yeah, fantastic base. Again, I like this feature a lot. Putting this head, it's very cool. So yeah, this again, it's another way to display it. As you can see, you have the hand that pokes from the sewers right there. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to display this, which I like. I'm a big fan. Again, as I said, I like to display mine with the open mouth head, but yeah, fantastic. This is one of their best bases that they made so far. So yeah, fantastic accessory. And here's the other head, and again, this one is very creepy as well. As you can see, very menacing. Again, you can put the hands right there. I think it adds to the whole look. Again, you can pretty much choose all the hands that you can want to put inside the base. I'm just going with these ones, but again, you can also put, for instance, this grabbing hand right there. You can put the severed hand in his hand right there, almost like he's, you know. Or you can also put this separate hand inside right there. So yeah, awesome, awesome look right there. Yep, this guy is pure evil. Look at that right there. Damn, he's creepy. But yeah, awesome figure, guys, overall. I mean, I could not recommend this thing enough. And what's funny about this is I think it's pretty much an underrated figure. He's still widely available at different markets. I think Sideshow is obviously sold out. You can pretty much still get this guy for around $190, $220, which is crazy. Yeah, that's under retail. Again, as I said, I like to put the head right there and put like different accessories on the base. You know, you can put the hand right there. Usually I like to put the skateboard behind the figure, if I can find the correct spot right there. Like that. And have an issue right there because the foot was in front, as you can see, put that right there. Again, if you want to go crazy, you can even put like the Jack in the Box, but that kind of crowds the, you know, the whole base, so I like to put this aside obviously. Yeah, very excited about this thing. To have it is such a, you know, such a privilege that like we live in this day and age where we have access to these crazy characters in 1/6 scale. As before, you pretty much the only choice we had is like 7-inch action figures from like McFarlane. This is how far we went, and again, Hot Toys did such an amazing job. Again, at the beginning I wanted to get the in-art version, but you know, with the pricing and everything, this stick still you know, holds up to the in-art. You know, obviously the in-art is superior, it has movable eyes, he has obviously rooted head sculpt, but I think I still prefer this guy. Again, the only thing missing for this to be like a perfect figure would be weathering. on his suit costume here, and maybe movable eyes, and that would have been a 10 out of 10 figure. So who knows, I think they're pretty much gonna do a second one with the new TV show, which is fantastic. Just finishing episode 2 here today. But yeah, maybe a bloody version, that would have been cool, with blood effect on the, you know, on the whole suit. But yeah, fantastic figure, guys. Cannot recommend this guy enough. Also make sure to stay until the end of the video. I'm gonna do a showcase with different lighting. So yeah, let's take a look at the size comparison here. And there, how he looks with the other figures. Obviously the Trick or Treat Studios Michael Myers right there, and the Tim Curry Pennywise. This is from the original TV series, I guess. And as you can see, that one has a great head sculpt as well. But as you can see, Bill Skarsgård here is a lot taller, which is accurate again. I think Tim Curry was like 5'9". As you can see, this guy is like 6'2", 6'3", so it works in terms of scale. I'm glad that Hot Toys kind of, you know, respected the whole scale thing. And again, he's taller than Michael Myers, which I guess makes sense because Nick Castle was like 5'10", 5'11". This works in terms of scale. So yeah, having these two guys together is such, you know, it's awesome to see. Obviously different eras in time. This one is a lot more colorful, but this one has like synthetic hair, which I like. But again, pretty much this one is my favorite horror figure of the year, you know, easily, from Sideshow. Again, I like the poofiness of the costumes. Again, very different in terms of looks. Again, I know a lot of people don't like you know, this new version, but again, I dig this thing. Yeah, very nice contrast between obviously the purple, the blue, you know, the yellow, the orange, versus this one, which is pretty much like gray, you know, silvery color. You have some accents obviously on the pom-poms there. Yeah, fantastic figure, guys. I could not recommend this guy enough. And this would be an awesome crossover right here of these two modern clowns. But again, as you can see, it is still taller than Terrifier or the Clown here, which I believe in real life these would be a lot closer in height, because the actor who plays Art the Clown is 6'2", and Bill Skarsgård is like 6'2 and a half, 6'3". So again, this looks almost like he's 6'5 and 6'2". But again, it's not bad. Again, bringing him in closer right there. Wow, they look great together, as you can see. I just wish that this head sculpt would have been a bit more detailed, because his eyes are very dry, versus this one who are very realistic, as you can see, very lifelike. So yeah, awesome duo right there. Okay guys, so final conclusions. I mean, this thing is a masterpiece, you know, from head to toe. It's fantastic. I mean, yeah, I'm blown away. Also, obviously, awesome movies. I think those two movies alone, I think almost made like $1 billion, which is crazy. Obviously, the TV series is awesome. So yeah, bring us more Pennywise the Clown. I mean, this thing is fantastic again. I like the base. I like the fact that you can put the two heads inside there. It's very awesome look. Again, my only nitpicks again would have been cool if this base would have gotten like a synthetic grass, some weathering across the figure. That would have been cool. And obviously movable eyeballs in the head. I think that would have bring it to the next level. But as is, you know, it's pretty much almost perfect. Again, I mean, I don't think there's such a thing as a perfect figure. I mean, I guess like my 3-0 Optimus Prime, the premium scale, that's pretty much perfection. But this is not far off, you know. It's very close. So yeah, fantastic figure. Make sure guys you subscribe to the channel, give me a like below, let me know what you think about the character. And yeah, as usual, stay tuned until the end of the video. I'm gonna do some showcases with this guy. And yeah, as usual guys, stay safe out there, and see you soon on the next video. Take care guys, bye bye.